think you always feel that way. I mean, I would like to average 85 points a game if at all possible, but we're a team. We are who we are, and we know that when we have a great pace to our offense, when we're focusing on the execution, we're pretty good. I think the other thing is trying to create easy baskets. That's something that has definitely ignited us in terms of us being a better basketball team.
Lindsell said stops, rebounds, turns into,
Yeah, I think in tips, deflections, we get our hands on probably more balls than people would ever recognize, and when we can turn those into fast break opportunities, it definitely helps our offense.
Now that you've had more of a chance to look at Dayton tape in particular this week, when you look at their offense, they seem to have a fairly balanced attack. They got some good size too. It's not just Jordan shooting threes. Can you kind of go into where they provide a threat?
Well, they're deep. They play 10, 11 guys. Typically they're going to have 4 guys on the floor that can shoot the three at a pretty high percentage. I think from the standpoint of defensively, they're a very atypical Big Ten team. Physical, down in the paint. They really don't care if they foul because they've got some backups. And I think from the standpoint of their transitioning, they're going to look to push on makes and misses, which we've seen. Fortunately for us, a lot in our last few games, so we're accustomed to that.
During Jordan's sophomore year, what did you think his ceiling was?
Well, sorry?
During his sophomore year when he was here still, what was in your mind his ceiling or his potential?
I think that the way you see him playing right now is where I thought he would be. I think he's a guy that could shoot the basketball. He didn't shoot a great percentage for us, but like I said, I think that you'd have to ask him, but I think he's very happy in the role that he has with Dayton, and that's all that matters to me is he's happy.
It seemed like every time you talked about him back then, you mentioned his defense rather than his shooting. Was that a bigger issue with maybe him losing minutes when he did because of his defense?
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the things. Thinking back on it, I actually never thought of that, but I in the last 2 years, I should say. Just think about it all the time. But I think, defensively back then, Sam Thompson coming in as a freshman, that end of that year was really becoming a long, athletic defender, and we used him down the stretch for the defensive purposes.
Archie, just one question about I've asked you before about this backs to the wall. You guys seem to play better when your backs are to the wall. Did that, even before last weekend, it seemed like it was like that. And I wondered if did you see it earlier in the season and said that this is something we've got to get corrected before it's really one and done?
I've felt like with this team that we have to be as dialed in as we possibly can. And I know I've said it, that 40 minutes of consistency is something that is paramount for this group. And as we've told them, you're not going to play perfect, but win anyway. And I think these guys have done a better job throughout the course of the season of playing through pressure, playing through mistakes, playing through other teams' runs, and hopefully that'll pay off for us because we've just gone through 21 straight like that.
Archie said that you've always looked out for him and gave him a lot of great opportunities. You'll walk around with a smile on your face down here, but when the ball goes up, you want to stomp his head in. That's just the nature of tournament basketball and everything you have invested in your team. Does that just typify how it is? I mean, you put all that
right.
Friendships aside and everything. It's either you or him. I mean,
no, it's not about he and I. To be honest with you, I think it's as I've said in there. I won't see the name across the jersey. I won't see him down there. It's more. I want our guys to play our best basketball. I want to coach the heck out of our basketball team and really do whatever we can to help us do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Thad.